Hi, and welcome back to Mommy is Thriving. I'm your host, Sami Galbo, and today I am so excited to sit down with my dear friend and incredible author, Daria Levette. Daria is a fiction writer, mom of three, and the brilliant mind behind Aftertaste, a darkly funny, foodie, ghosty novel that somehow mixes restaurants, grief, humor, and magic all in one. In today's episode, we're talking about what it really looks like to chase a big creative dream while raising little humans. Book tours, school drop-offs, tantrums, laundry, and yes, the never-ending water bottle drama. If you've ever wondered how you can still be you while being mom to everyone else, this conversation is for you. So let's dive in. This is Mommy is Thriving with my friend, author Daria Levette. Hello and welcome everybody to Mommy is Thriving. I'm Sami Galbo, your host. My guest today is Daria Levette, a fiction writer raised in the lovely Bergen County and a friend of mine since high school, more importantly. Her debut novel, Aftertaste, is a dark comedy about food, ghosts, and the New York culinary scene, is out now in bookstores nationwide. Her short fiction also appeared in Dark Matter, The Deadlands, and Tread Machine, and she's been recognized by the Masters Review and the Molotov Cocktail Zine. When she's not writing, she's raising three kids, wrangling a golden doodle, and still finding magic in the everyday. I am so excited to have my friend, and honestly feels more like family considering we've been friends for 25 years. Wow. Shh. No one say that out loud. 25 years sounds like an eon. As long
We're
as my
not a
sister's
day
alive.
over
Okay.
30.
Exactly. That's it. Not
How
us
can that
ever
be?
approaching that. I'm really not sure.
The
I
math is
think
not
that
mathing.
no, exactly. I was talking to one of our mutual friends from high school the other day, and I was like, "How have we known each other so long?" And he was like, "I really don't know." It was Mike D. Mikey D.
Of course. Of course
I'm like,
it
I feel like I just need to do like a pop-up of his face just so that like we can pretend like he's here.
was. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Mike. Um,
It's like the inside jokes just come back. It's so weird.
I know, right? Like it's so funny. Like also, yeah, no, we've known each other a very long time. Well, welcome. I'm so excited to have
Thank
you
you.
here.
Thank you for having
Of
me.
course. So for all my listeners, so when Daria wrote her book and her book was coming out, she had a book signing not that far from me. I mean, it was an hour away from me, let's be real, down south in Miami. And so I went and schlepped down there to see her. And we like talked for hours and hours and hours. And we have talked for longer and longer, but it was so nice to catch up. So I'm like so excited that we could do this now. Her book is amazing. So if you haven't read it, you need to. It's called Aftertaste. We're going to put a link below everywhere in all the places. It'll be on my social, and you can find it online. We're also going to give one away, so stay tuned for that, guys. So get excited. But Daria, let's jump right in. I am so excited.
So excited. It's such a thrill to be here to talk to you.
I feel like Daria could like shed so much light to my listeners, like about who I was eons ago, but like, it's not important. It's not important.
The secrets are safe.
I'm like, we're different people now. We're moms.
A ray of sunshine, as you always were. It's all continuous.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I can't believe 25 years, man. Oh man, where has the time gone? Like really, but like when you look back at us, like in high school, could you ever imagine you'd be here now, published author, three kids, book festivals, like getting rights bought by Sony? Like, could you even imagine this?
So the crazy thing is, high school is when I started writing seriously. So I knew at 15, like, this is where I wanted to go. I wanted to be an author. I started writing with like, creative writing classes. I had Mr. Weems do a special like creative writing assignment for me. And so I knew this was a passion. I knew this is what I wanted to do. It just took me many years to get to the place where I actually, published the first book. But it's funny, like thinking back to high school, like that's where it started for me, this whole dream. So if they ever say, don't let go of the things you love, this is a testament to that.
I love that. I love that. And it's funny you say that because like in high school, like I was into theater and then I did like cheerleading and I
Mm-hmm.
feel like my life is kind of that, right? Like I'm on here talking all the time and
Mm.
then, I'm selling things also and, all the things, but it's so funny like
And lifting people up.
right, exactly. I'm trying. Exactly. So
Yeah.
cheering, of course, leave
Hmm.
it to my author friend to be like, "You're also lifting people, not figuratively, not literally, but like,
Emotionally.
exactly." I love it. I love it. All right. So, your author life meets mom life. So, you got a lot going on, Mama. But for my listeners, can you give us a quick pitch of Aftertaste for anyone who's listening? That's like, I need a good book to pick up, and this book is amazing. So, give us your quick elevator pitch and go.
Yeah, so first of all, it's the perfect book as you transition from summer into fall into spooky season. Aftertaste is a ghost story, it is a love story, and it's a food story. It's about a man who loses his father at a really young age, and he starts to experience the flavors of food from the other side, from the afterlife. And he discovers that by cooking that food, he can actually bring a ghost back to the living world for a last meal with the people they loved. So he sets off to open a New York City restaurant serving closure. And he falls in love along the way with a person with her own secret connections to the afterlife. And he discovers that all that he's been trying to do to help these spirits may have accidentally caused some rifts on the other side. So it is a fun, exciting, dark comedy. It is full of every food trope that you ever loved. It's full of recipes and love and restaurants and all of the things. So it's perfect for spooky season. It's perfect for foodies. It's perfect for people who like fantasy light. So it still takes place in New York City. It's a recognizable world. But yeah, it's a lot of fun.
That's so awesome. No, it really truly is a great book. And it was so interesting. So when I went to Daria's book signing, and she was talking about, when she was going and pitching the book, and which is so
Mhm.
amazing to me because it's like totally something I've never been a part of. So I was like really like eating it all up, literally. Did I pitch, cookie novel?
But
I thought it was good. I thought it was good. Anyway,
I'm here for it. I'm here for every pun.
yes. I'm very punny. Um, anyway, so she was talking
That's why we're friends.
exactly. But she was talking about, pitching it to different houses and everything, and they were really like trying to put the novel inside of a box and where it's not
Mm.
necessary, like it's not sci-fi, it's not just a love story, like it's a little bit of everything into one and kind of a thriller, and there's a little touch of everything in there, and so that's what really drew me in. So like it's like the best part of TV shows, everything entwined into one is in this story. So that's just yeah, I love it. I love it. Um
Yeah, we were looking, like you were saying, we were looking for comps. That's what you do when you pitch a book. You're like, what is this like? So that the publishers can be like, oh, it's like this meets this. And we were trying every which way. We wound up saying it's like The Bear meets Ghostbusters with a sprinkling of Hadestown and a little bit of Kitchen Confidential.
Perfect. I love that. That is a perfect explanation actually. I was trying to for my mommy friends that are like I haven't read a book in ages, I'm trying to compare it to a TV show that they
Mm.
may have watched. But like I'm like really like struggling here. So, I'm kind of like yeah, no, I got nothing. I'm at a loss.
It's like The Bear with ghosts.
Okay,
I feel
okay.
like that's like
Okay, I like that.
the best kind of combination,
So
but
funny. Right. Well,
funny.
Ghost is kind of funny, so there you go.
Yeah.
Exactly. So talk to me about like what has it been like doing festival signings and this whole author life while also managing drop-offs and toddler tantrums and homework and laundry and the list goes on and on and on.
Yeah, it's been incredible. It's been like a thrill, and I feel really lucky to have had the experience that I've had with this book and to see it find readers and to see it get embraced. It's been really exciting, and it's been especially exciting actually to share it with my kids. Like the baby's too young to understand, but my older twins are 7, and they really get it. Like they've seen mommy writing, they've seen me working at my computer, you know, around them and late into the night, and they know it's a thing that I've been working on for a long time. They know that I went back to school to get a master's in creative writing. So to get to show them that working really hard on something you're passionate about can actually lead you to a really amazing path has been so rewarding. They get so excited to go into a bookstore. They find the book on the shelf. They're like, "Mommy, it's Aftertaste!" Like they're so excited about it. It's meant the world to get to be that kind of example for
I
them.
love that.
That you can follow a creative path and you can follow a passion, and it can become the thing that you do. So that's been really great. From the practical standpoint, yeah, it's been so much juggling. Like I went on book tour this summer. My publisher was amazing. They sent me to 13 cities, but I kind of I had my parents come up, but they live in Florida now. I had them come up to New Jersey to basically just help out for an entire month. They lived at our house and were just helping with pickups and drop-offs and summer camp and the baby and all of that stuff, because it's life goes on and happens around all of your exciting professional achievements. And so you're always balancing stuff, but there certainly was this feeling where I knew I was going to be hyper busy, so I was trying to prep as much as I could before I left. But at some point I was like, I have to let it go. I have to trust that the people that I have trusted to take care of everything will take care of everything. Nothing is going to go on fire. And it worked out great, very fortunately. But it's still, it's that kind of mom stress of if I'm not there, will XYZ get done? Will somebody remember that Thursday was purple shirt day? Stuff like that. But I think that's the interesting thing about being a mother of young children and also doing something big with your career. You're balancing and you're kind of having to rise to the occasion everywhere. So I give moms all the credit in the world. I think mom writers especially, it's accessing the creative side of your brain and also the executive function side of your brain, where you're managing multiple people's schedules, multiple people's preferences, people who can't manage their own emotions, all of that. You're operating with both halves of your brain all the time.
Exactly. It's balancing all the balls in the air while standing on one foot and hopping up and down. Um,
In fire.
in fire, right. Potentially walking on coals while you're doing it. No big deal.
Yep.
Oh, no, I totally agree. Do either one of your twins yet? I mean, I know it's really early, but I know you really developed the love of writing in high school, but
Mhm.
can you tell that they have that creative side of them? Can you tell already? Yeah,
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. No question. My daughter is obsessed with books. We'll just it's like my personal dream. We'll just go into her room and read and sit and be absorbed in a book and go into that place. She loves making up stories. She loves drawing and then illustrating and kind of writing out little scenes. So I think she's actually, and she's 7, and her grasp, my son too, both of them have a really incredible grasp of narrative construct and cause and effect and character, and why is this happening, why is this moment important. We do this weird thing after we watch a movie or a show. I kind of break down the story for them. I say to them, what are the key scenes, and if you took any of them out, would the story still work? Or who is the main character? Why do you think they felt that way? Why was this person the main character and not, say, this other person? So we talk about it all the time, and it's really incredible. They have such a grasp of what makes a story compelling, what makes a character interesting, and I think the fact that they're so young and they're latching onto that, it just shows the strength of story, the strength of narrative, and also as a writer for adults, I think about insights from them all the time, because what's attractive to them, that is the shortest possible attention span. So if you can get them, you can get an adult the same
oh,
way.
for sure, for sure. I don't know about your house, but right now we're addicted to K-pop Demon Hunters in our house.
Oh
And
yes. Oh
we
yes.
watched it again last night, and I of course find different things, and I'm like, so what do
Mhm.
you think? And I ask the kids, I'm like, what do you think is that cat and it's showing up? Do you think that it's a symbol for anything? Right? I'm trying to pull pieces out of
I
them
love
to
it.
see if they're
It's so
can
important.
figure that all out. Yeah, no.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so important. Like the comprehension when you're watching anything with your kids or you're reading a book, that all translates into as they go into school. Like that's the number one thing. Like, can you read and understand what you've read, and then can you reinterpret it? So like that's all part of it.
Exactly, exactly. It's so interesting because, like, my kids are, like, polar opposites of each other. Like, I swear we have one
Mm,
mini Robbie and one mini Sammy in my house, and
I love
it's
it.
great, except, mhm. Um, fighting with yourself is not the most fun, and right now I have
I know.
a sick 4-year-old, a sick husband, so,
Oh.
mommy's mommying. Um
Mommy's
That's
surviving.
exactly it. Surviving so much, not so much thriving. This week is not about thriving, it's
Well, life is a balance.
exactly, exactly. Speaking of a balance, what does, like, your realistic workday look like, being that, you
Mm.
are all of the things for everyone and then still have all your writing stuff and all of that? Like, how do you do that? How do you balance it all?
Yeah, I mean, on a perfect day when no one is ill, so I feel you, because that's with small children, it's every day you don't know. Someone's gonna wake up and say, "I have a stomach ache, I have a headache." But on a perfect day where everyone wakes up healthy, knock on wood, um, and the older kids are off to school, and we have a great sitter for the baby, where he goes to an early morning program. I have time during the day, and that kind of during the daytime between the hours of say like 9 and 2:30, those become kind of my precious working hours. So in that is encompassed all of the things that it takes to be an author. So it's not just, I wish it were just, button chair and writing and typing and figuring out the next story. But a lot of it is like doing promotion, doing podcasts like this one, writing articles when I'm asked to write them, thinking about marketing requests from the marketing team, looking at book covers, like all of that stuff. Happens in those hours in addition to coming up with the next idea, working on a draft, thinking about it, reading. And then in addition to that, I also have like life things that I try to cram in between. Like, am I going grocery shopping? Am I throwing in a load of laundry? Am I, does somebody need a costume for something, or, to pick up their soccer ball from somewhere? All of that kind of happens in those hours, because once the kids are out of school, it's off to activities, it's dinner, it's homework, it's all of that. And so I try to do all of the tasks in my work day. Um, so I wind up doing, I try to set myself up as much as I can for success. So if I know that there's a scene that I want to work on, I start to like think about it that morning while I'm getting everybody ready to leave the house. I'll think about, okay, I want to work out what's happening with these two characters, or I want to write the meeting scene, or I want to write the scene where there's a big conflict. So I'll start to think about that. So hopefully by the time I sit down, I can kind of hit the ground running. Um, but it also really depends on where I am in the writing process. If I'm just starting a project, it takes a while. So I don't outline. That's my process, which is bananas for so many reasons, but that's what works best for me creatively. And since I don't have an outline, it's not like, oh, I'm writing scene 1 today of 10. It's more of when I start a project, thinking about what am I writing about? What are the different ways I write into it, and kind of experimenting. So that happens to be the phase that I'm in now, working on a second book. And it feels a lot more amorphous, which for somebody who likes order and planning and not chaos, it feels a little bit chaotic. So I try to kind of organize as much as I can mentally before I sit down to do it.
Do you find yourself, like, in the morning, like, before the kids get up, do you try and, like, program time there also for yourself, or are you more of,
Uh,
like, a late night person, or neither if the baby wakes you up in the middle of the night, or have plans, or
I Oh god, I wish I were. I wish I were a morning person. I've tried my whole life to become a morning person. It still has not worked out for me. And the baby, unfortunately, has been waking up at like
Mhm.
5:30. So even if I wanted to, I don't think that I could get up earlier than that to get in like an hour of work. And my brain has like a startup timing. I don't think that I could do the early morning, like first thing in the morning, and come up with something that I think is workable and usable and worth saving, to me, those hours are really the afternoon hours. And then at night, I can do editing, I can read, I can maybe think about like high level plot points, but I found time and time again that when I try to sit down and like do the actual writing, like the words that will make it into the final manuscript late at night, it just comes out like gobbledygook, and I either have to throw it away or like question what I even wrote the next day. Because I often, it's, you're so tired at the end of the day with all of these stimuli, all these things that I've told you before. Like I frequently fall asleep at my laptop at like, midnight or 1 a.m. trying to do the work I couldn't get done that day. And it's, I've now taken to kind of shifting that to different kinds of work that I can handle at that hour in the night.
Exactly. That's when I like make lunches for the day or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. Things that like don't require the brain activity,
Yes.
watching mindless
Yeah.
television, sometimes it happens.
Mm-hmm. Resetting the kitchen, washing the water
Oh my God,
bottles.
the water
Yeah.
bottles. Can we talk about that for a second?
Endless.
Like, I just don't understand, how did we survive for
Without water
80
bottles.
years with without carrying a water bottle everywhere we went? Like, these water bottles are now security
Yeah.
blankets for these children,
They're like strapped to
literally
them.
strapped to
Yeah.
them at all times. Like, I just don't understand. Were we persistently dehydrated? Is my question.
I'm like thinking
Right?
back
Like,
now.
were we perpetually dehydrated because we did not have a water bottle glued to our hands every moment of the day? Because I swear to you, if my child does not bring their water bottle, it is the end of the world. Like, I don't understand. Also, the price of water bottles, okay? Mm-mm.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Like
Nope.
these 6-year-olds that need a Stanley, like that's necessary. And then you lose it.
With the straw that will tip over and spill everywhere.
I don't like
Oh
the
no.
ones that have the straws that don't fold. I usually don't let them bring those out of the house, right? Those are house water bottles because that's necessary also. You can't just have a cup of water.
Right. Right.
I swear this isn't something that bothers me. I promise.
You know what? It's funny you say that because I never thought about it before, but yeah, we were not the water bottle
No,
generation. So I guess we water fountained it.
yes,
I mean,
yes, we water fountained it.
we
We
water
just
fountained, and like the carcinogens that we probably drank from those water
the
fountains,
amount
c'est la
right,
vie. But
the amount of
here we are
bacteria,
now.
mold, and bio something hazard that we ingested in those formative years.
We built a strong
Let me tell
microbiome
you,
from those water fountains.
mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell. Is that what it is? Is
Oh
that
my
what it is?
god.
Where's Lisa? Where's Lisa when
Yes,
you need
yes.
her? Lisa,
Where is
Lisa,
Lisa?
we need you.
Hi,
She just had a
Lisa.
baby. Um, yes, yes,
Oh,
yes.
Lisa.
Mazel tov, Lisa. Okay. Oh my God. Yes, water bottles. I can't. Washing the water bottles. Yes. No, that's one of those things that I've traded off with my husband. He now does water bottle cleaning at night, which like praise be.
And you have like a moment of zen. That's so
I'm like,
nice.
I don't have to wash all of the water bottles. Okay, great. Thank you. Yes, the sink is his domain now. Like he has the sink. Like I will do laundry till I'm
I
blue in the face.
So I was gonna say I feel that way about laundry. I'm like, I don't mind because I will origami my way into the dishwasher. Everything will fit. I will make it fit. But but the laundry is just like, didn't I just do 7 loads? Why is there more laundry?
Guys,
I'm
I
like,
just thought I'd let everyone know best-selling authors, they're just like us, okay? Okay. I'm like, the laundry is still there.
we are more like you. We're even more like you than you because it just piles up because we're like, can't deal with this now. Just shove it in the closet.
I love it. I love it. Do you take inspiration from like your everyday into your stories, or do you kind of, are they just like two different
Hmm.
parts of your brain? Like cuz I feel like not for like Aftertaste,
Yeah.
like there isn't like the love story and stuff is there, and so like I feel like you could definitely pull from life experiences for that, but like a lot of it is just you being as creative as your brain is, because really like I don't know where you got that story. I think that I don't know. My brain does not work that way, let's be real. But Yeah, I'm like, do you pull from like the kids and your husband and all of that? Like,
Not really. I think I wind up pulling from like emotions that I've had when I write specific scenes,
yeah,
but I tend to write speculative fiction. So for anyone who doesn't know what that means, 'cause it's a weird term, it's kind of an all-encompassing term for everything from like super high fantasy, like Game of Thrones, you're like in a different world, to sci-fi, to you're in the real world, but like a weird thing happens. Um, so because I write something with an element of fantasy, I wind up taking usually inspiration from something big that happens in the world, or from other art, from like music, from a song I hear, from something that I observe, and kind of asking like, well, what if this happened instead? Like, what if there was this magical element? What if there was something weird? Like, so, Aftertaste came from this idea of this chef just cooking food and he plates it, and then all of a sudden a ghost comes back to eat it. Like, that was the whole scene that kind of played in my head. And immediately my brain was like, yeah, this works. There's synergy here. These things seem to connect in a weird and interesting way that I want to explore. So that, I think, is how I get into most of my ideas. Like, I start to question, like, okay, this is a real thing that exists in the world, but what if this one thing about it were different? Or like, what if it changed in this way? What if there were this magical element? That's just where my brain goes. But then when I start to come up with actual scenes, actual characters, I never pull from real people I know. It feels too strange to do that. Like, I like to invent completely. But I pull, from emotions, like things that I've had that I've struggled with, or things that have made me happy. Like, I gift those to my characters. So my main character, Constantine, he's an immigrant. He's Ukrainian, just like I am. So I used a lot of my experiences growing up as an immigrant kid, especially around like the stinky lunchbox and all of those experiences you have where the food is different. It's so comforting to you in one context, and it's entirely alienating in another. So I gave that to him as part of his foundation. So I think it's borrowing from things that I know are true to kind of make a story about things that aren't real feel true.
that's awesome. That's awesome. That's so interesting how you do that. Like, I feel like that's so authentically you and like how your creative process works. And that's it's so interesting. Like, I just feel like creatives have different brains. Like, I really though, like
It's very weird in here.
in here too. Don't worry. Don't worry. I promise. People would be like, "Oh yeah, there's just a bouncing ball in Sam's brain." It goes from one thought.
Follow the word.
Exactly. The best is when I start a conversation with Robbie and it's like in the middle of a thought, and he's like, "Okay, I'm going to need you to rewind because you had the first part of that conversation in your head. Like, it did not escape your head into your mouth. Like, I don't know what you're talking." Like,
But what a mark of a good partner that he recognizes that and is like, I see that you're somewhere else. Let's go back.
18 almost 18 years later, yes, yes, we've gotten there. Yes, yes. He now understands because before when I was like, the thing that goes in the thing that the thing, and he's like, "What are you speaking of?" I'm like, mhm. Now he's
The
like, "Oh, yeah,
vacuum
yeah, yeah, you
cleaner
mean the
or
leaf
like
blower." I'm
the
like, "Yes,
child?
the leaf blower. Can you please go
The leaf
use
blower.
that?" Uh, mm, yeah, the brain, right? Um, how
But
do
we
you
carry so much in
deal
our heads.
with the mom guilt? Because I feel like, oh, you
Mhm.
just went, okay, we're good. Um, I feel, yeah,
Oh, back.
I feel like, like I'm sure like we all deal with it in different ways and like we all feel it in different ways. So like how do you kind of balance it? I mean, mom of three, there's mom guilt at all ends of it, right? Like hanging out with one kid versus the other two or doing all the things. But like with like the book tour and everything else this summer and I'm sure that like it waned on you like you probably struggled through it, I'm sure. Like, how do you give yourself grace? How do you deal with it all?
Yeah, I mean, I think that when I have those moments, I sort of interrogate why I'm feeling that way. And is it like a perception thing, or is it a reality thing? So there were moments certainly on tour where I was like, oh, I'm missing out on something with the kids, or I'm just missing being with them. Like, I miss them. And so then in those moments, you try to solve it however best you can. You call, you FaceTime, you like have that connection. It's also, putting things in place that make you comfortable. So I knew that I was leaving for 10 days, and I wanted to make sure that my husband was supported through that. So I set up, the sitter, I set up my parents coming, I set up my mother-in-law, I set him up for success so that I could feel like I could let it go and focus on what I need to focus on, and not feel some of that guilt the way that I might otherwise. Um, and then I think, I try to think about it from not like a 1 day perspective, but from a bigger, like, how is this going to feel in 5 years, in 10 years perspective too. And I think, there are moments when the kids are like, oh, don't go to this event. We miss you. And I kind of have to say to them, look, this is mommy's job. This is something that I hope you guys understand and are excited about. And I know you are, because you get really excited whenever we talk about it, whenever you see the book in stores. And, it's beneficial to you to see somebody working hard for something that they love and they're passionate about and that makes them happy. And I think that's valuable. I think it's something I'm proud to get to share with my kids. So I try to think about it in that way, like that my daughter's going to grow up with a role model of someone who, worked for a long time in an industry that I loved. I worked in advertising, but had a passion, continued to pursue it, didn't give up on it. And even though it took 20 years to finally kind of get the big publishing contract, like, and again, this is not the first book I've written. I'll be really transparent about that. This is the third or fourth full manuscript that I wrote that went through the whole process, that got agented, that got sent to publishers. I got many, many no's and many rejections before I got to this place. And so I talk about that all the time with my kids, how, you're the one who gets to decide how long you want to keep doing something you love. And you're the one who gets to decide when you're done or you're not done. And I think it's a really valuable lesson. So I try to put it in perspective for myself that way too, that I'm like leading them by that example. So hopefully when they're older, and they have something they love and it's hard, they don't just give up on it because it's hard. So yeah, that's how I try to frame the mom guilt in my head, that like it's something that I might feel bad about, like missing out on a moment or a day, but like long term, I think this is such an important lesson to get to show
That's awesome.
them.
Yeah, that's like a really strong lesson in resiliency, and teaching them that from the beginning is huge, especially,
Mhm.
it's one of those things that I feel like it's so easy to disregard and just like forget about, and like not show your kids like, oh, these are all the times
Yeah,
that I failed, and it's okay, because sometimes you do something and you put in the effort, and it doesn't go your way, but you keep going and you keep moving, and
yeah.
finding the positivity in that, is important, because it's hard, especially for kids to understand that, right? Like, it's hard for them to
Mhm.
understand, well, I really love this, but it's not going how I want it to go. Should I just give up?
Right.